We want to make sure that our in-text citations and works cited entries are included and formatted correctly. In your finding sources lesson, you should have already created your works cited entries. So you can go ahead and just copy and paste those right into your essay. I'm going to pretend like these are the two sources that I found and I've pasted those in. Now, if your formatting wasn't quite right in that lesson, or if you found another source that you need to add, there are some helpful links here in the instructions to help you create those works cited entries. All right, so I've got these pasted in here. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is click in this open space and press enter on my keyboard a few times to push this down onto the next page because your works cited list should start on the page after your essay ends. I'm going to center my cursor and add the title works. And no underline, no bold, it's not bigger than anything else than all the other text, it's all the same. I'm going to click and drag because everything needs to be in the same font, in the same size. All right, now we need to make sure these are double spaced, just like the rest of the essay. So I'll come here to the paragraph section and double space. And now we also need to make sure that our in-text or our works cited entries have a hanging indent. So I'm going to click and drag to select one. Click this little arrow next to the word paragraph to open this new menu. Under indentation, I'm going to go to special, hanging, and OK. And now it's pushed over the second line, right? So a hanging indent means that the first line of there we go. The first line is all the way over to the left, and the subsequent lines are pushed over. So it's the opposite of a regular indent. I'm going to go ahead and repeat that process for my second. There we go. And finally, I'm going to take off these hyperlinks because we do not need them in MLA format. One more thing, the works cited list needs to be in alphabetical order by the first word of the entry. So we're going off of Lundman and athlete. So we will make athlete, obviously A comes first in the alphabet. So I'm going to cut and paste so that my athlete's foot article comes first. Okay. Now we can use our completed works cited entries to create our in-text citations. Now remember, kind of the basic in-text citation is the author's last name and then page number. Well, with an online article, we typically aren't going to have page numbers, right? So we will probably just have the author's last name. If we don't have an author's name, like this one, we'll use the first word in the title. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and copy this and we'll scroll up and let's pretend that this sentence right here contains information from that Lundman article. I'm going to click my cursor so that it's in between the last word of the sentence and the period for the sentence. I press space. Now I need a parentheses. I will paste the author's last name in parentheses. Now notice the period for the sentence comes after the in-text citation. All right, let's see how to do that for our other source here. It's just the title. I'm going to copy just the first word here. We don't need to include the entire the entire title for the article. We can abbreviate it. All right, so same thing. I'm just going to go ahead and plop it right here, pretending that that sentence contains some information from this source. And we need to make sure that we've got our parentheses. We have a quotation mark. We have an end quotation mark, end parentheses, and then our period, right? When you're using a article title or an abbreviated version of an article title, be sure you've got those quotation marks in there. And that's it. That's how to do your works cited entries and your in-text citations.